So welcome back. All right, so what are we doing? We're down the stretch. All right, down the stretch, stakeout. We've got like 3 more weeks of work. Okay, you guys know what your final is. It's gonna be your final video. You guys did your first video this weekend. I will have those graded. I'm doing this afternoon. Tomorrow, I'm working on them, okay? What I'm going to do is take what you gave me in your video. There's gonna be a little opening in there, okay? That you're gonna say, hey, I do this one thing really well. All right, so that was a 2-minute video. This week is going to be a 1-minute video. All right, I'm going to take the one thing out of all the things you say you can do, or you say you're good at, and I'm going to say, okay, Roro, you go with that. I want a 1-minute video on that alone. Okay, the next week, 30 seconds on that alone. Why? We've spent over 2/3 of the course listening and figuring out that a good salesperson is not what Hollywood or the society tells you it is. It's not really a talker, it's a listener. But it's not a sales course if I don't put some pressure on you and have you sell. If you can sell to your camera on your phone or whatever you're recording this, if you can sell there, going to see a person for the first time, even if you get shut down, you shut down yourself, I'm sure, several times on this on video, okay? That's sales. You're gonna have to be able to get a lot of information in a very quick time. When I was a pharmaceutical rep, I would wager that a long sales call was 30 seconds. A 6-figure salary plus bonus, and I made my money in 30 seconds or less. Many times it's 15 seconds or less. Okay, if this is an 18-week semester, I'd get you to 15 seconds. Convince me in 15 seconds why you should be this. All right? So listening and relationships are part of it. All right? But being able to is part of it too. So in the pandemic situation when we've got people online, you know, in a normal class, we'd be breaking out in groups and selling exercises and everything. And I apologize, you're not getting that part. But the most value I can deliver to you is the relational selling, the listening importance, the constructs that we put in there. And I want you to flip back through your notes, flip back through the book and say, maybe I could try this approach. I'm going to recognize it, and I'm going to commend you for it. Okay. I realized this first video, and again, I'll get you feedback in the next 36 hours, deal? Okay. I'm going to say, wrote this. I want you to sell this week. And it's going to be for 1 minute. And then the next week, I'm going to give you more feedback. I'm going to say, all right, I want you to sell this now for 30 seconds. And then at the final, I'm going to open you back up to 2 minutes. And you're going to be like, I feel like I have an eternity. Because if you get a 2-minute, I could take multi-doctor practices that are huge. I can make millions of dollars there, right? I could take them lunch. It could cost me $600 to feed their practice. And I get maybe 2 to 5 minutes of meaningful time with that person. You understand? It's not a long sell. Now you're like, well, you spent the first part of the class talking about, well, you have to build relationships. You have to. Well, okay. 2 minutes times 100 visits. Can you start building a relationship? Yeah. Now, if you get a lunch, you get 20 minutes, can you start building a relationship? Do you have to do a lot of listening and a lot of on-point talk during that 2 minutes? Yep. So you gotta be good at, here's the thing, if you're only getting 30 seconds, 2 minutes to talk to someone, you need to go in asking nothing but questions. That's why I put that thing about questions in there. Now, it was a little clunky, and I realize that.
How can you explain how you were like expecting that to be? Because that's for my previous, like with my video, I didn't understand how to do that. So I would ask questions, and then like I would record myself, and then I like show it to Jeremy. He's like, "Well, you sound like you have multiple personalities, and that's not good."
And that's okay. I told you this first one is going to be very rough. That's okay. I promise you, I'll get something out of that, and you'll feel much more natural this week.
Okay.
So if you're online, you're like, "What the crap did I just do?" Hang tight. I'm watching each one of your videos and saying, "Roro, I like this. Go."
Okay.
Okay.
But we're supposed to just keep asking questions. Like I don't know. I didn't understand.
I reread my directions, and they weren't very clear.
Okay.
And I apologize.
That's where I was like.
Rose messaged me, and was like, oh, we have to have, evaluation with it. I thought we turned that in after, like later, like a full evaluation of like our growth.
Well, all right, so what I did in the first instructions is saying, hey, in the end, you will have to have an evaluation. And I should have spelled it out a little more clearly, wrote those at like middle of the night kind of thing. If you want to start doing that now, then that's going to be much easier.
Oh, well, I submitted one, so I hope.
That's perfectly fine, so you do,
Yeah.
okay?
I did too, but originally I was like, oh, this is until later. So I submitted the entire B movie script.
What you're doing, hey, man, it's what we said, the BA is like a thing of firsts, right? Okay, it's the first time teaching that, and I'm gonna rewrite those instructions, so I apologize. Hey, I'm human too, but I honestly, I kind of breezed through them, and I was like, oh, these are good. So even if you didn't think it was good, because it's super awkward, is it not?
Yeah.
It's super awkward, is it not? That is how I recreate a cold call. Because if I say, Andy, there's a group of 10 people over there, and I'm just making this up, right? Go over there and sell them this pencil. That's super awkward, is it not? I'm using the awkwardness to mimic what it's going to be like when you're cold calling someone. So the biggest thing, the three things that we're talking about the last 2 weeks, okay, was prospecting, okay, cold calling, all right, and doing your homework. We covered this throughout this class, but I want to really break it down to make it simple. Like, what is prospecting? There's really no wrong answers. Okay, feel comfortable. It's a discussion. Well, my pins are missing. Okay. Apparently I took those out of my bag at another place, but I'm going to use this. I think you nailed it. Prospecting is gathering information, right? I'm going to add a word here. Actionable. Gathering actionable information. So who are your prospects? Okay, so if you're selling, let's say pharmaceuticals, if you're selling, let's say fertilizer, if you're selling, give me your random product of the week. I've missed this game.
If you want the byproduct, it was her.
Give me your random product of the week. You guys are so like, if we played a video game like name or a video game show rather. It said, name the most awkward product to sell. Give me one.
Purple grass.
Huh?
Purple grass.
Purple grass? You know, like purple fountain grass? Like actual plants? I'm sold.
Okay.
Purple turf.
Purple turf?
Purple turf, exactly.
Good grief. But like, are you talking artificial turf or are you talking purple fountain grass like you could plant?
Yeah, like you can plant.
Purple.
Yeah, it's purple.
It's Subway's gardening with Samira. What if I told you just the fact that you brought up purple fountain grass registered on my radar and I could actually buy some? Can you uncover why I can buy some?
Piqued your interest or like what the heck?
Yeah. What? Wait. So why are you interested in purple fountain grass? Did you say that?
Yeah.
I didn't say it.
Why are you interested in purple fountain grass?
Yeah, I'm really glad you said that because I'm honestly I'm putting in a pool at my house. And there's this awkward spot where I have about that much land, okay, behind this wall. And I need something about yay high that's low maintenance, that won't shed into my pool, but it also makes it look wild, makes it look like I don't want to have to get back there and take care of it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think purple fountain grass can do that?
Absolutely.
All right, so you switch roles there. I became salesperson, she became customer. All right, so
Yeah.
I tell you that I have a pool and a space that purple fountain grass might work. What do you do next? Oh, so you got awkward again, huh? It's almost like that phone staring at you, recording. Embrace the awkward. Whoa, how many plants do you need?
T-shirt. Embrace the awkward.
Embrace the awkward.
Oh, I don't know. Then you start uncovering how much do I need. Is it really purple? Because chances are, if you're selling purple fountain grass, you probably have other options too. Okay.
They'll all close in a few months.
Do you have orange? Because then I could do orange and purple, orange and purple. Orange and purple.
Wow.
Okay. The pools actually come in with this light kit. They can change colors. So like the water, like July 4th, it'll be jumping back and forth between red, white, and blue. But yeah, game day, you bet. Orange and purple, orange and purple, orange and purple. It's so funny that you said that. I can promise you, if you have a product or a service and you properly prospect, you've gathered actionable information, you have found the right customer. That's what makes it actionable. Okay? You got to do that. All right? Google is your friend. I told y'all, there was at one point, there was at one point, I literally would pull my truck off the side of the road, put a map on the hood and figure out where I was. No, I wasn't Fred Flintstone and didn't pedal my own truck. This was early 2000s. In the backwoods in Georgia. With a map on the hood. Now my hood is here. How do I get to Statesboro? Right?
He's like, where?
Or how do I get to Edmondson Hardware? You know, and he will tell me.
Yeah.
Isn't that wonderful? You have the incredible, a lot of people just start cold calling people with no direction. That's not efficient. Prospect. Okay? You have so much information. If you just, literally, you could make $1 million off purple fountain grass. You know what I would? I'd find me, who's the pool company? Oh, it's Abstract Pools out of Fountain Inn. What does Abstract Pools do permanently? They make pools. What do pools create for you? Opportunities to sell purple fountain grass. Don't sell me the homeowner, sell the you prospect, okay, Jonathan's got this, who's his pool company? Pool company, who's your guy over there? Oh, this guy named Chase Salts. Father and 2 sons, they're really great people. Okay? I made them fried bologna sandwiches the other day. Okay? You know me and fried bologna. That's like a mahalo. That's like me saying you're my people now. Okay? Prospecting isn't just getting a list. It's taking that list and figuring out who's A, who's B, who's C, and then who's not on that list. Who on that list can get you in the A list? You know what I mean? Purple fountain grass. Excellent example. Best example ever. Thank you for not making it so awkward. A lot of people just want to get out there and start calling on people. And then they want to tell them all about the product. And they won't ever shut up. What's the problem? You don't know what they need. You got to figure out who's the right people. And then when you get in there, you got to start listening, even if it's in 30-second increments. Okay? Cold calling. How did we say it? What was our t-shirt?
Embrace the offer.
You know what's the worst cold calling is when we have to do it for PA,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then they answer the phone, and then they start asking questions. You're like,
This is
I was
awkward.
just
Is that how you spell
supposed
awkward?
to
How you
be
spell awkward?
different.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a script we read for Pioneer Bachelor stuff, when we call people.
You feel robotic, right? Would it be so much better if you just called them and said, hey, my name is Rowan, I'm with SMC, we see you're a class of whatever.
Yeah.
How's it going? How's life? Right now, my mother's in hospice, my kids are screaming at me. Tell you what, can we call you another time? No, y'all, hi, my name is Rowan. We are currently doing a capital campaign for the,
It's actually.
you know, you sound like the tornado alert I got the other day on my phone. Go ahead.
It's actually like,
Hey, my name is Rebecca, and I'm a Pioneer Ambassador, and I'm just here to tell you how amazing this school is and how you should continue your enrollment.
and I'm just like.
And then they start asking, who's this? And I'm like, I'm just gonna act like the phone disconnected.
Or you're just like in the middle of talking, you just go click.
True or false? Okay, I'll give you a pop quiz. True or false? That is the exact opposite of everything I've ever taught you in this course.
True.
Literally.
I have one graduate degree from Georgia Southern, and God bless them. I see that it's 912 area code, and one time I gave them $25, and they are on me like a shark on a bloody steak. Okay? They call and they do the same thing. I would ask them to rewrite that. Good evening. My name's Rebecca. I'm a student at SMC. I know you went here. Make it a damn conversation. Not a man. Somebody calls me like that. Chances are I'm just getting home. you know, or I'm just sitting down on my dinner. You know what I did for a year at Clemson? I worked for the Clemson Fund. I did the same darn thing. Read the same script. And you're right, it's awful. And yes, occasionally there's technical difficulties. There's really just me getting the heck out of there. God bless you. That's good experience, though. You can put that on your resume. You really should. Because salespeople, those fundraisers you turn down a lot, you can use that as, I've been turned down a lot. But I keep coming back. Embrace the awkward, if that's awkward. It's awkward. I can't, for some reason, at the moment, remember how to spell awkward. Embrace the awkward. That is why I'm putting you in front of your camera. That is not why I gave you crappy instructions.
That's what I thought. I'm sorry.
Okay?
And then my dog's in the background barking, and I'm like, oh God.
Okay, hey, I can give you a skill to sell this week for that. Now, I want to watch your video, but if just based on that alone, I would want you to sell your ability to sell in distracting environments. And have your dogs going to aid. Just have, you know, and you just keep going. All right? I may do that. I'm going to watch it, but I may do that. All right? Anybody else have any, like, awkward stuff I need to listen to in the background?
I just sound like I'm reading a script. That's because I repeated it so much, it doesn't sound.
It gets in your own head, does it not? Did it take away the conversation? You got to find a way to have a plan, a script, but not make it sound like a script. All right? So, like, all right, so you want to get awkward? All right? I like to think my professorial approach is very conversational, right? Even when people aren't participating. Hello, Mike earlier. Okay? You know how I can get better at it, making it more conversational? Do it more. And you're like, well, no, you're talking to us right now. You know how I can get better at making my lecture more conversational? Do it more. Did you see what I did there? You guys disappeared, but I'm still teaching like how I would teach. All right? Practice, practice, practice. And I'm getting you to center on yourself for a selfish reason, and it's her genius idea. Okay. The biggest product you will ever sell is you. And you need to be able to do it. Because I'm telling you, if you're slick in these interviews, I don't mean like slick in terms of like a negative, but like you're very duck on a pond. All right? You're going to be an impressive candidate. You really are. Am I hearing a fly?
Yes, you are.
Purple fountain grass actually makes flying insects go away. I don't know.
Get ready for all your blood problems. No mosquitoes.
Lemongrass actually does that with mosquitoes. So there's going to be some lemongrass in there. So perhaps if you sold me purple fountain grass and you said, oh, cool, you want to be sitting there swatting mosquitoes? Then let's put purple fountain grass in the back and put lemongrass right in front of it. Literally talked to a landscape architect yesterday, and that's what he wants to do. So what is the odds of you bringing up purple fountain grass today? That's proof positive there is a God. Okay, there's no way you lace that up. There's not chaos. You would give me like beer koozies again or something, you know? Kind of weird example. Didn't we already do that one? It's like a belt buckle with open beers. What was that?
I think it was a Bigfoot beer.
Oh yeah, the Bigfoot thing. Is it like a foot or is it like the actual like Chewbacca looking thing? Oh, you have it. That's right. You know what I'm doing right now? I'm embracing the awkward.
So you use the feet.
Growing up.
Let's show it to the people at home. We've solved this in this class. Okay. Imagine if you're given a really good problem. All right. So, prospecting, do it first. Okay. Find the right customer. Did I say right? Supposed to be an R. Cold calling. Embrace the awkward. 99 out of 100 to no. What do you think your clip is on giving with those gosh awful transcripts?
What?
You're doing the capital campaign.
Yeah.
What do you think? Like, if you call 10 people, how many people are giving?
I probably have 2 people that actually interact with me during the call.
Same. Yeah.
Probably 2. And we have to do at least, what, 35 calls?
35, 25 to 35.
Yeah.
It's 2 are successful
Mm-hmm.
out of 35.
Unless you hit their voicemail thing. I mean,
You
technically,
didn't
yeah.
well, I wouldn't call that an at bat.
I mean,
Or a disconnected number.
Yeah, okay, that's probably pretty representative. The only job that was a little less representative was when I was at Pennington, and I kind of established a route of buyers. Like I drove by a lot of places and learned to buy from them, but I found the right customers. But I did have to cold call doctors I didn't know, hardware stores, Walmart managers. They got other things on there. You weren't on their itinerary that day. You're not, and this is great experience for you. You're not on that person's itinerary to be called that day. You're doing this in the evening. It's a very sacred time in most people's lives. It's usually when things are done. Pat yourselves on the back. That's not an easy sell. And if you're getting 2 out of 35, good for you. I mean, it feels pretty like demeaning and discouraging, does it not? Embrace the awkward.
It's more like, oh, I'm calling the person I hate to talk to on the phone.
Do your
My thing is
homework.
just like, don't get yelled at and been told like, I'm taking all the donations away from the school. Okay, sir.
Yeah, Roman
So-
feel that the most.
Yeah.
Yeah, the idea is not to take them the other direction.
And
Yeah.
I try not to cry or go back at them, so I'm just like, hang up the phone.
They're mean to you?
Yes, they cuss me out, because they're like, who is this? This is Noah Tyler from Spartanburg Methodist College. I don't know who you are, I need you to get rid of my phone number right now, I need to know who your supervisor is, and I'm like,
Said, yes, ma'am, thank you for your time, hang on.
and I'm like, do not call this person back.
Yeah, well, you need to put that in the computer. Because what are you doing? You're prospecting, but you're also doing your homework. Now, this was going to be last week's kind of focus. This is this week's kind of focus, but this is really short, so it's kind of convenient that they're both in the same week. Doing your homework, what does that entail, you think?
Research, that's what I'm doing right now.
All right, so how is that different than prospecting?
Prospecting is like watching. Homework is like gathering. Well, that's not the best.
How to learn from your mistakes, in
Yeah.
essence, from what you gathered with prospecting.
Okay, so one is projected,
One's before, one's after.
one's reflective. When I got serious about being a salesperson that was effective, I did that because that was built into my call system, okay? You had to do this because that was your job. The hardest thing in sales is cold calling because people can't get over the awkward. You guys are doing it, okay? Cold calling, embrace the awkward. This is any any salesperson who breathes oxygen does these two things. Some people get lazy and don't do that, and they're not very effective here because they don't do this, because they're calling on the wrong people. Okay, they get cursed out in person. At least you can hang up the phone and look around and you look, well, I'm here. I've been chased out of places. Get out of here! And I'm like, yeah, I'll go put my notes in the parking lot and maybe murder me next time. The ones who become good and great salespeople reflect. They do their homework. So think about when I taught you econ. Did I give you a homework before we had a lecture? Now, generally, I gave you 2 or 3 lectures. I gave you 150 minutes, and then I gave you homework. This is the 150 minutes. This is your homework. Your Sunday night, 11:59. Do y'all still wake up in like cold sweats? Makes me happy for some reason. Okay, do your homework. The homework is after the lecture. Okay, it's the same thing here. The work is after the sales call. You should go back to your car or whatever, or you're at a desk. You should make a note right there. Really good sales organizations either build it into your laptop or give you a form where you can write a little reflection after each one. If you're making 35 calls, it's 35 notes. One of them is, do not call this person. Can you be more effective with a list of prime suspects that is 21 long? You can have more conversation versus 35 hit or miss. Yeah, that's prospecting and your homework. Okay, the idea here, and I don't always love this kind of saying, but the idea here is to work smarter, not harder. Because I could be a top sales rep by making 1,000 calls a week. Should I? I should take some hours and make that 1,600 and then start pounding away at them and then figuring out who are my 200 I need to call every week. Because if you can get down to 200, or you go out of the 35, if you can get it down to 21 and you call those 21 and you find 7 who are like, man, I love this college, I'll help you out. Then you don't need as many employees. Sorry, I'm not saying, but it's a good experience. It really is. I'm telling you right now, my sales experience at the Clemson Fund got me my first sales job. Because you got to be, I'm saying I'm being recorded. I got to tell you who cares. You got to be pretty ballsy to call people during dinner, unannounced, and sometimes that comes back on you. That's the job. Now, do I want to be in a call center the rest of my life? No. Do I want you to be in a call center the rest of your life? No. But should that be on your resume? Yes. Yep. It was the biggest thing, because when you come out of college, you don't have a very thick resume. Some of y'all work. You don't work. Okay? Your family business needs to be on your resume. Yeah. I honestly would find a way to put the YouTube show on your resume, because it's showing initiative. You working full time since I've known you and making the grades you make in my class, that should be on your resume. Now, it could be on the resume of, hey, this is Dr. Keys, call him as a reference. Because that's what I'll say. That's what I told you, UAB. What UAB? Yeah. You keep showing up, you sit in that seat every time. He shows up. What's the biggest thing that makes you a good employee right now? Show up. Isn't that sad? Went to Charleston over the weekend, went to eat a few places. Not to get into economics here, I can't help myself. I was in a restaurant at this hotel, and they have a good breakfast every morning. I love breakfast. I get down some breakfast. Like every morning, I'm on eggs and bacon, pescatarian type stuff. But you get fruit and oatmeal, I guess. So my wife had fruit and oatmeal. Girl, what's wrong with you? Punishing yourself. I'm getting sausage and cheddar. And they know how to fold it. Me, I'm like, we're going to have omelets and we're having scrambled eggs. I can't fold it.
Just have egg.
Yeah, we're just having scrambled eggs with cheddar and sausage thrown in. Translation, I can't make an omelet. So they said they can't get people to show up. Pandemic, unemployment got raised and extended. If you can make, let's say, ballpark what you were making before working by sitting at home and doing nothing, what do you do? Sitting at home and doing nothing. The economic incentives have become perverse. If you will do these 3 things, and a few things we're going to talk about next week, this will make you a rep. This will make you a salesperson. This will make you more effective if you gather the right, you see, your problem is you don't have a way of determining who those prospects are, and whether they're worth making that phone call, or who the ones who are having a bad day and absolutely let you have it. Okay? You don't know that. That's part of the game. That's the biggest bragging point you get on your resume right now. Finding the right customer, embracing the awkward, okay? Making those calls. That is the hardest thing. People are terrified of public speaking and walking up to someone they don't know and selling them something. Except for those guys at the mall just spray you right in the face. We're straight in here.
All right, wash your shoes. We were at the mall in Charlotte, and literally, Terry was standing there, we were looking at the map, and this guy just starts cleaning his shoes, and I'm like, I'm going this way, you have fun with that one.
It's so funny. I talked to my wife last night. We're getting ready for bed, and I was talking to her. I said, in my sales class, number one, I would have, if this is a normal, non-pandemic year, I'd want you to have a ride along. Like if you got an uncle who's a salesperson, or if your family business has sales reps that come through, I want you to sit there and watch it. I want there to be like an hour where you just went and did something. And she said, you know what you should do is go to the Verizon store. Now it's kind of weird. You'd be like, can we help you? No, I'm just here to watch. I'd have to arrange that ahead of time. But she goes, well, you could always go to the mall with the guy who always tries to spray you something. I said, too much chance of a fist fight. But I would challenge you, as you're walking through your day, people are trying to sell you something, or they're selling something to somebody else. watch, judge. It's the American dream to sit around and judge people, is it not? It's awesome. We can come back here and talk about it. So do me a favor this week. Come back next week with an example of how you sat back and judged somebody selling something. And it might be something that you didn't even realize was a sales process. In fact, a good sale doesn't feel like a sale, it feels like a conversation, even if it's 30 seconds long. Do your homework, and that's your homework this week. Number one, you got Carnegie Sunday, and we're done. I really enjoyed reading that, by the way. Okay? You got that dude. You got your 1-minute video, of which I will send you hopefully more clear instructions. And I'll give you, but it's going to be stuff like that. Like, hey, my dog's, I'm going to jump on that. I'm just like, Rowan, tell me about how you can sell while being distracted.
Okay.
I haven't officially made that decision because I'm going to watch it, but I'm going to try to do that over the next 36 hours so I can give you some time. I apologize it hasn't been done right now. I still got a macro test that won't appear in mine tab. The whole class is waiting on their test. Oops. God bless you. If you can do these things, you can sell. So what I want you to do, in addition to the Carnegie, in addition to the video, and I mean, I'm not gonna like make you turn something in, but I would be interested to see next week we meet here, same bat time, same bat channel. Or if you want to email me if you're watching this online, dude, I saw this, and this is what they did well, this is what they didn't do well. Because eventually, I want this course to go do something like that. But in a pandemic, it's weird. Plus, it'd be creepy if we had 20, 30 people in here and we all just went to the Verizon store first. Be like a spectators over in the corner. You know what I tell that sales rep at Verizon? Embrace the awkward. All right. What I need y'all to do is embrace the next 3 weeks, finish as strong as you can. You can crawl across the finish line if you have to. My recommendation is not to stop immediately after. You might end up in a very awkward full body cramp. But I'm proud of you. Thank you for being here today. I'm proud of you. Just do your thing. That's it. That's all I got today. Did I go over? I'm short. I don't know.